Lifting operation is one of the major high-risk activity carried out in construction industry. Lifting accidents can be serious and can result in injuries or fatalities to employees. It is important for employers to take steps to prevent lifting accidents in the workplace and to ensure that employees are properly trained and equipped to carry out lifting activity safely. Lifting accidents can occur when someone carry out lifting activity improperly or when they are not using proper lifting methods. To prevent lifting accidents, lifting team to be trained frequently regarding the proper lifting methods. Case studies to be briefed to the lifting team regularly to learn from the past incidents and accidents happened. If there is any new lifting activity about the commenced lifting team should be briefed and trained about it. As per Singapore WSH statistics 2019 to 2021 there were at least one fatal accident happened every year related to lifting activity. There were 4 dangerous occurrence cases were reported in the year 2021. In this video we will see the safe method to carry out the lifting activity on site. Before starting a lifting operation, the lifting supervisor must provide a briefing on the lifting activities, including information such as the objects to be lifted, the weight of the load, the required lifting gear, the lifting plan, the rigging method, the swinging radius, and the protection of the lifting zone. Additionally, communication methods should be established. A lifting team should consist of 4 people, the lifting supervisor, a rigger, a signalman, and crane operator. It's important to note that the crane operator is also a part of the lifting crew. A pre-start inspection by a crane operator is a critical step in ensuring the safe operation of crane. The crane operator should visually inspect the crane for any damage such as bent or cracked parts, and address any issues found, check that all safety devices, such as warning lights and alarms, are functioning properly, check the crane's fluid levels, and oil levels are at the correct levels, test the crane's movement, including raising and lowering the boom, and ensure there is no issues. This will help to identify any potential issues and ensure that the crane is in proper working condition. Before start of the lifting operation the lifting gears should be visually inspected for any obvious defects or damage, such as cracks, deformation, corrosion, or missing parts. Inspect the gears connections and attachments, such as hooks, shackles, and latches, for signs of wear or damage. Any defects found during inspection the defective items should be painted red and should send for servicing. Defective hooks or lifting gears should not be used for any kind of lifting operation on site. Lifting gears to be handled properly to prevent any damages to it. Lifting gears must be stored in storage racks and should not leave on the ground. MOM issues certificate with 1-year validity for lifting gear and lifting machines. As per LTA General Specification requirements for construction site lifting gears, lifting machine are valid for 6 months only from the date of issuance. Lifting machine and lifting gear should be inspected by authorized examiner every 6 months. Ground condition is essential for safe operation of lifting. Ground conditions must be checked and make sure the ground condition is suitable for parking lifting equipment. Conduct a thorough assessment of the ground conditions. Should get the PE design for crane lifting machinery parking location and access also should get COS from the professional engineer. Do not operate the crane if the ground condition is muddy or too soft. Also make sure the crane movement area is compacted and provided with steel plates. Make sure that the ground is level and that there are no large bumps or depressions that could cause the equipment to tip over or become unstable. Using proper lifting gear in a lifting operation is crucial for ensuring the safety and efficiency of the operation, as well as for preventing accidents. Safety is the primary concern when lifting heavy loads, and suitable lifting gear for the lifting operation must be established before carrying out the lifting tasks. Damage prevention is another important consideration when using lifting gear. The lifting gear must be used with the safe working load. If inappropriate lifting gear is used to lift the objects, the lifting gear may give way during lifting operation and will lead to serious incidents and accidents. Lifting team must be equipped with the appropriate lifting gear for the lifting operation. Tagline shall be tied at the appropriate location of the load. Make sure there is adequate length of tagline should not be very short. If the tagline is very long, the excess length of tagline shall be kept in the bucket to prevent entanglement and trip fall. Establish clear boundaries for the lifting zone by marking off the area with barriers, cones, or other visual cues. This will help to ensure that only authorized personnel are allowed in the zone and will prevent accidents and incidents to the other personnel working on site. The lifting zone should be large enough to accommodate the lifting equipment and allow for safe movement of the load. The zone should also provide enough space for the crane or other lifting equipment to maneuver safely. 3x3x3 lifting technique. By following this method, accidents and incidents can be prevented. First, make sure you are maintaining 3 meters away from the load before the load is lifted. And then the signalman to instruct the crane operator to hoist the load for 300 mm above the ground. Hold the load at 300 mm above the ground for 3 seconds and observe load movement. This step is to ensure center of gravity for the hoisted load is appropriate. Slanted load or swaying of load during this step indicate the hoisted load center of gravity was not in a line with the crane's center of gravity. Finally, if the load is stable for 3 seconds without any abnormal movement, then can safely proceed hoist. When load is hoisted, the lifting crew shall alert all the personnel near the swinging radius of the crane.